Okay, I think I'm live. Let me just share this link out maybe. Just gonna be talking to myself a little bit here while I do some of this stuff that I would have done earlier if I was smart. I take that back. I'm smart. I'm just lazy. Yep, I'm all good. Downloaded NVIDIA suppressor. I think I misspelled that. Oh well. Okay. Hello, Mark. Nice to see ya. So, I had a lot of fun making this project. There were also a lot of frustrating things too. So, I thought I would tell y'all about it. For any of you who were in my earlier streams, you would have seen me doing all these generations. So, one thing I wanted to note for anyone who wants to try something like what I was doing. So this is my project document. This is where I kept all of my ideas, what eventually became the YouTube description, everyone I was making cameos of, different tutorial videos that I was looking at to help me learn. I did make a playlist on my YouTube channel, a public playlist of the ones that I found the most useful. Here's some like lyric ideas. The workflow I came up with. Although I didn't end up using Grok to remove outlines very much, it didn't end up working as much as I thought it would. Here's some Grok prompts. And here's the prompts that I mainly used in OpenArt. So for image generation, this is my style recipe. And then there was this prompt, which is how I created the different watercolor portraits of all the people. Like, here's a couple of Teddy Grizz. And those were using that initial prompt, which I also shared on Twitter. Hello, Highway. About making it into a portrait with a forest landscape. And then the other image generations I used, I would put together 2 of those character portraits and then give very specific directions on what I wanted Nano Banano to do with those 2 characters. And something I noticed that I thought people might want to know is that when I was setting this as character 1 and character 2, sometimes it would give me like a random person. Like this. I don't know who these people are. As you can see, in this particular generation, I've set myself and cognitive initiative as the two references. Or maybe you can't see that. Maybe my Lily is blocking that. But right there, right here, is where I've got my watercolor portrait and cognitive initiatives watercolor portrait. And I had this prompt putting like this in this. I didn't fix it yet, and I still said character 2 in one place, and it just made up these random people. I don't like, they have kind of our outfits, which is very interesting. It's very reminiscent of us, but they're not our models. Yeah, it was super strange. So anyway, then I changed the prompt so that it uses character A and character B. Also, in my last stream, when I was having issues with characters showing up on the wrong side, it was because I had mixed up my right and my left. So that was my fault. But yeah, I have a bunch of these wasted credits that gave me random people. This was supposed to be me and Eustace. So, like, very strange. Anyway, yeah, I spent a lot of credits just making portraits and then putting them together. So there's the one gen of like it's character A is in left of frame reaching out to character B in right of frame with their hands meet in the middle image. The characters are looking at each other, pleased and content. The background behind, I say pleased and content because when I put happy, sometimes it gave them really weird, goofy grins. And I just wanted them to have pleasant smiles. So I didn't want it to be like over the top and over dramatic as AI often likes to do. So I have found in prompts, a lot of times you need to tone down the language or it'll give you really exaggerated memey expressions when you want to be more, artsy. So the background behind each character is a soft, fuller colored natural landscape blending together like an impressionist painting. Background behind each matches the background in their image. And then where they're dark, the prompt, or when one half is dark, the prompt is character A is on the left, colorful and surrounded by color with landscape matching landscape of image 1. Character B is on the right side, facing the right side of the frame with arms lowered. Character B on the right is monochrome, which is still sometimes gave me some color. I could fix that with Grok. Usually. Sometimes Grok messed up. Character B on the right is monochrome looking dejected in a monochrome background with landscape matching landscape of image 2. The characters are facing away from each other. So that's how I got all the images. And then to make the videos, I would match these up with the character who's dark, the character who's light, and then ending frame of them facing each other. So depending on how well the background matched some of them, and then the action was character on the left side of frame reaches a hand out to the monochrome character on the right side of frame. As the hand reaches into the monochrome, color bleeds out slowly and gently from where the hand touches to the background of the right side of the image, like watercolor bleeding into the wet part of a watercolor page, slow and gradual until the two characters' hands meet and color reaches the edge of the page. The character on the right side is the last part of the image to become colorful. Almost none of the video gens did exactly what I wanted them to do. Almost none of them did the part where the character became the last part to become colorful. The Pufferfish Pat video did that, where Pat himself was the last part to become colorful. I think it's down here. But almost none of them did that. Which one is the video? I have so much stuff in here. Anyway, it's yeah, there it is. Okay, so this was the video. And yeah, I really liked that about Pat becoming the last one colorful. But then the rest of that gen didn't do what I asked, where like the hand touches it and then color, like it did this like sweeping thing. And almost all of the gens did some kind of sweeping thing. The best one that did like almost very close to what I was imagining was Archimillion to Diabolical. Or, yeah. Which one was, where is it? Where's the video? That was the end image for them. Oh, here's the video. No, that's the star image for them. There's the video. Okay, so there. That's what I wanted all of them to do, is for the hand to reach into the monochrome and for color to bleed out slowly. But even there, Diabolical isn't the last thing to become colorful. So, yeah. And this is I use Seedance 2.0 for all of these gens because it did the best. I tried Kling 2.6, I tried Kling 3.0, and Seedance was the closest to my vision. But even Seedance is not perfect, so don't think that spending tons of money for Seedance is going to fix any of your issues with what you want to create. It helps though. It was still the best. And I do really like how the video turned out. So anyway, those are some things I learned through the generation process. And there were some issues with Grok too. I used Grok. Yeah, I did end up doing them all in 480p because that was the cheapest way. 5 seconds. 480p was 175 credits for CDance. I thought maybe I would upscale everything, but once I started putting it together on a DaVinci timeline, it looked good enough, so I didn't bother going through the extra step. Am I not signed in? Like, where's all this? There's my save stuff. Okay. So I used Grok to make the videos where people were sad and the ones where they were hugging. I could just take one of the images from OpenArt and then give it this, like, the two characters grin joyfully and hug each other. Very sweet. All of these are really nice. I could just make a montage of everyone hugging and I would be really happy with it. Some of them were a little awkward, so they didn't get to the video. This one looks a little too romantic for my comfort. I didn't want anyone to think I was shipping them. Also, unfortunately, Gleeman got this like alien look with a joyful grin. I could have changed it to like being like smile gently or something. But yeah, so I didn't use this one. And then for the sad ones, it worked pretty well from like my first attempts, but I did have to do some refining. Like when I had these ones where where's one? There was one with Tolvin and although I think I redid it later, so maybe the bad one is earlier in it. No. So there were some gens where they were like walking into each other's spaces. So then I started asking Grok to put a crack down the middle to show more specifically that they were in different worlds. So they wouldn't like walk into each other's space. So that's why there's a crack. Also, I think it makes it a lot more visually clear that everyone is in their own little space. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this was before I added the crack for these guys. Like they just were like walking all over. But this one with the crack worked really well. So the Grok prompts I used were pretty simple because the Grok does really well with a start image and a simple prompt when you don't want to do anything too complicated. So, but when I tried to make the image monochrome, the characters have dejected body language, it blocked me and said this prompt is dangerous. I'm like, what the heck is the problem with this prompt? So I asked Grok chat and it basically said the word dejected was a mental health flag. So then I changed it to pensive. So make the image monochrome, the characters have pensive body language. Hello, Birdman. A crack down the middle of the image shows that they are different worlds. But then when I used the word dejected in the image gen prompt, it did work. So yeah, my advice, something I learned from this project, if you try to do a prompt and it doesn't work, ask an AI why the prompt is being rejected. It'll tell you something stupid, like you're using the word dejected. Also, there were a lot of nano images where the characters, I really liked how they looked, but they were way too close to each other. So then I would ask Grok, move the character on the left so it's closer to the left side of the frame, and move the character on the right so they are closer to the right side of the frame. You have to be that specific. If I said something like move the characters so they were farther apart, I would get results like one of the characters is in the foreground and the other one is like way in the background. Like stuff like that. I don't know if I can show any of those results, but they were, yeah, it was super, like, when you, like, here's one that I changed because I feel like the characters were too close together. But yeah, it's AI is cool. It is so good, but it is such a pain. You have to be so super specific in telling it exactly what you want it to do. And sometimes when you try a prompt and you don't know why it's not working, like it's really hard to figure out, like, what other words can I use to tell Grok what I want it to do. So yeah, so that is something else to keep in mind when you're generating stuff with AI. Be incredibly specific, to the point of this saying move the character on the left so it's closer to the left side of the frame, and move the character on the right so it is closer to the right side of the frame. And that worked for the most part. um yeah, yeah, if I and then I yeah, and have a project document so you can keep all your prompts that are working and you don't have to retype them every single time. Well, and see there, now it has Keen facing the wrong way. So it usually works. Okay. Anyway, I should share this one on X. Play Astronomical was saying that he needed a hug. Hopefully he would accept a hug from Akno. I don't know why anyone wouldn't. All right. Okay. So here is my DaVinci file. So show you guys some things I learned. So this is not the first time I've edited videos. Like when I started making AI stuff many years ago, like more than a decade ago, I made fan videos. Um, but I did, they were pretty simple. Like I would find music that I thought fit the show or the characters that I wanted to do a fan vid for, and I would download the videos and get the clips and then time the clips to the music. I didn't do like effects or transitions at all. I maybe added an end screen with the credits, um, or a start screen with the title of the song. That was like the extent of it. The very first the very first fan vid I made in iMovie on my work computer at my first job out of college. Which I shouldn't have been doing. I was stealing company resources to make a fan video. And then I used a bunch of like whatever the Microsoft video program was at that time. And then I downloaded a free video editor called Lightworks, and I used that for a while. And I did learn with Lightworks how to make markers to help me time out the music. So when I downloaded DaVinci Resolve early this year and I saw you could use markers, like, okay, I can use this like I do Lightworks. But something that is different is that in Lightworks you can put basically put a clip down anywhere on the timeline and then you can lock it in place. So I would do that a lot as I was skipping around in the music. I would, find a moment from the show that fit that lyric, and I'd go put it on the timeline and lock it in place. And DaVinci doesn't really have something that simple for locking clips in place. So one reason I kind of messed up the editing on Nuxacore is I was trying to figure out a way to lock things in place without doing individual clips. So I ended up with like 5 video tracks that all had different clips locked to them, because you can lock the track with this button right here. Right here you can lock a track or unlock a track, and then once it's locked, nothing in that track can be moved. But of course when you lock a track, then you can't, like add other clips to it. Like everything on that track is stuck in place. So I locked the music almost immediately because I realized that I was moving it around by accident and I wanted to stay where it was. So definitely I would recommend locking the music. And you can make the tracks bigger. You can get like really way down in there while you're listening to it to figure out exactly where the beat is. So you can add a marker. So these blue markers are phrases, essentially. Well, at the beginning, actually, these are on beats. These are on beats in the intro. And then these markers are marking out like these are beats, but then these are marking out like phrases of the lyrics, which is also helpful then when I made the subtitles, because I could fit the subtitles to the markers, and the markers are already there. So, and you can also change the color of the marker. So my plan in the future is if I want, this video, definitely a lot of the editing was more about the storytelling, but in the future I would certainly love to make videos that are more about like having a danceable beat, like Skybrows does. So my plan would be for that I would use like a blue marker for the lyrics, and then a red marker for where the beats are where I want to add like a bounce or something like that. Or like in this case, I added flashes on these red beats because this clip was long. It's all tarot to gamer. And I timed it that way because there are clips later on that I wanted to be in specific places. And I could have generated more clips to go in the middle of this, but I didn't want to. It's just at a certain point it's like I'm done generating. All I want to do now is edit. So like like here where it goes from lupus to feeble, the lyric is paint the sky so bright, and the sky lights up. And so I wanted to have this clip on that image. So that's some of the reason that some of the clips are a little bit wonky in here. And then like also Nihilith Tashizi, it says, became a burning sea. And here he's got this sunset sea. So I wanted his clip to be on this lyric. It's probably no one even noticed this, but like this was my origin in making fan vids, was fitting clips to music to lyrics. So I wanted to do it, so I did. Yeah. So anyway, there's so much. And then the next thing I learned, so I have all these, if you notice this little thing, let's make this bigger. Okay. So the video one track here. Yeah, and you can resize everything in DaVinci to a certain extent. You can make the timeline much bigger, so you can expand it and see everything. Or I would make it as big as possible a lot while I was watching, so I could try to catch any like missed beats and stuff like that. So this little symbol down in this corner means that there's a time difference on this clip. Something that happens a lot with AI is it feels really slow. Like, and when you just play it by itself, it just, this one's fine actually. This timing doesn't feel too bad. But especially when you have like a beat behind it, it just can feel really, really slow. So I want to show you a fun thing that I used a lot, because most of these clips, not all, but most of them are the full 5-second video generation fit to a smaller space on the timeline. Like, let's see what the clip speed is on this. Okay, so this was sped up 163% from the original speed. So at first, when I was trying to fit all these clips to fit in between my markers, I was doing it manually. I would put down a clip and then I would right click, or you can hit R on the keyboard and it opens this change speed dialog, and you can manually change the speed, the frames, whatever. And then I would hit change. I would see how it moved essentially, and then I would just like keep changing it until it fit exactly between the two blue markers, because that was how long I wanted that clip to last, right? Um, so annoying, took forever. I got pretty tired of it. So I asked Grok, is there an easy way in DaVinci Resolve to fit a clip in a certain amount of time? And it was like, yes, there's fit to fill. So let me show you fit to fill. So say you've got two markers with a lyric where you want something to fit. You want a particular clip to go there. And it doesn't matter if it's a little slower or a little faster than the original speed, but you want to show the whole clip. So what you do is you can hit I on the keyboard to mark the in point, and then O on the keyboard to mark the out point, and then make sure your video track is selected. Go and click on the clip you want to add in the media pool. Go to edit, and then click fit to fill, and it will automatically time the clip so it'll fit exactly in that space you selected for it. And I did this a lot. As you can see, it automatically sped that up to 145% of the original speed. So, really neat thing you can do in DaVinci. If you like to time your clips to music like I do, this thing might change your life. So I want everyone to know about that, because I think a lot of what we're doing in the AI community right now is we're making music videos, and timing clips to music. And a lot of times AI clips are just, the animation is just a little slow for whatever reason. Like here, this one really got sped up really fast. Yeah, this is at 180%. I kind of want to make another video of just all of these, like this entire chain of people with no transitions, no change to the speed, just so people can kind of enjoy seeing themselves, because I know some of them go by really quickly. Like this clip is, yeah, that's over 200% faster than the original speed. And it's really cute. So, I would be happy for people to enjoy it for the full 5 seconds. But for the sake of this video, it's sped up. Next is also super sped up. Yeah, it's like 160%. Anyway, so that's one of the most important things I learned in this making of. Okay. All right, so here's the transitions I made. I've credited this on YouTube, or in my description I credited this person. I also mentioned it on X, but I credit all of my transitions to a YouTube creator named Peej ENT, or PJ ENT. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I basically searched for DaVinci DaVinci Resolve AMV tutorial, because I realized when I was trying to learn stuff that I was trying to make an AMV. And like his stuff came up almost immediately. So I watched this AMV basics tutorial at least twice. And then the other ones of his that I learned a lot from were this best slide transition. And I wanted to do a very specific thing. I wanted I wanted the clips to ripple, because it's, watercolor, etc. I want it to look like there was a drop of water as we were transitioning between the clips. And I wanted to do this zoom in and zoom out to hide the edges of of like the people. So if I disable the transition track, you can see that like it just cuts, which is fine. It's not terrible. It's not terrible, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted these transitions. So actually even like the intro and most of the first verse where it's just cutting from box to box really works just fine with a hard cut. Like that looks totally fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. I'm actually very proud of the sequence. But still, I thought a slide would make it look even better. So I can show you what the slide looks like. So this is what's called an adjustment clip. And there are transitions you can add right on the editing timeline. Like this the brightness flash that I used here is just a simple transition you can get from the effects page. You can type like in the search page like a bright, and you can get this flash, and you can just put it right down between two clips and it'll automatically add it. And then you can hit the inspector over here, which is this part, to change how the brightness looks. But for these more complicated fusion transitions, what you do is an adjustment clip, and that's in the toolbox. I think, yeah, adjustment clip right there. And then you drag it out, and it looks like that. And you can change the number of frames and all that. I also followed Peach and ENT's recommendation to change your settings at the beginning of your project so that your adjustment clips and your generators and your effects are like start at 1 second and then you can adjust. So, but this, and then to see the adjustment clip, you can hit, well, I bound it to the keyboard X, or you can right click and hit view in Fusion or open in Fusion page, or you could just click on it, make sure it's selected, and then go to Fusion. Okay, so this is what Fusion looks like. And this is not what I wanted to look at. Okay, so if I hit X, okay, so Fusion, very powerful. You can do a lot of things with it. But this is a pretty simple transform where it starts like with a, it's only, what is this, five frames. So you would like keyframe the start where the clip is in the center, and then keyframe the end and move the clip so it's 25%, and then you mirror the edges. And then on the next adjustment clip, on the next transition slide or clip, it's just the opposite. So it would end with the clip centered. It starts with it like 25% over, and you mirror it. So I don't think I'm explaining this very well. Watch the tutorials I mentioned. He explains it really well. I paused the video a lot to follow all the instructions, and once I understood it, like once I did it once, I really understood it. Like it made a lot of sense. And then this transition up at the top is just a little directional blur so that the two frames in the middle are blurry. So it just adds a little more of a feeling of motion to the slide. It's only 2 frames, but it really makes a difference. And Peach gives a lot of other things you can do for a slide too, like adding exposure, color grading. um, all kinds of stuff. I did it very simply. I did just the movement and the blur, and I really like it. It works really well for me. And then the zoom and the ripple, it's a similar process. This one has, it has a drip node where I just followed the instructions in the tutorial to get the look. It has the transform where it starts, at 100, and then it zooms in on Skybrowse's face or whoever's face is in the clip, and then yeah, it just, it looks like that. 24 frames on the project, so it's 1 second. And that was what the tutorial taught, was this 1 second ripple. And then I added the zoom so that I could get the zoom in on the face. So for like a zoom, like you keyframe where the size is at 1, and then you keyframe for this like extreme zoom in, 3 works great. And you can use these pivot points to move the position of the zoom. So if you're off from the exact center or the exact position of whatever you want to zoom in on, you can change it right here in the pivot points. I'm covering it up, but it's right here. So these pivot points, and this is where the size is. And then the drip has all these settings. And then when I started, and yeah, like I think I said, like once I got it once, I could just copy and paste it and then place the slide on all the places where I want to slide. The zoom and the ripple, once I started trying to copy and paste it to the next ones, they went so fast that 2 seconds was just way too long. So I cut it down to be each of them 12 seconds, and I adjusted all the settings so that it would make more sense. I just played around with it until it felt good. And yeah, that was how I did it. And just copy and pasted every single one of these for every single zoom out and zoom in on the faces. And I'm so happy and so relieved that it did what I wanted to do. I really, like, when I started thinking about, like in the middle of this project, and I started thinking about putting the video together and doing the editing, is like, I really want to do a zoom in on the face of the person on the right side after they become colorful, and then a zoom out in the next transition to the same person so that it feels like they're in the same place. And you're just following that person through their story of like finding inspiration and then sharing it with someone else. Very simple story. Everyone in this video has the same story of like being sad, being inspired, and then inspiring someone else. But it's I like it. I felt like it was a good story. Okay. And yeah, I think that's everything I really wanted to tell people about, that I learned, that I felt could be really, really helpful to other people. So if anyone has any questions, feel free. Yeah, and the subtitles I added later. The way you can do subtitles directly in DaVinci. You can right click and add subtitle track and do all of them as titles. But I'm slightly lazy. So what I've been doing is I've been letting YouTube auto-generate the subtitles, and then I fix it in YouTube, and then I export it from YouTube, and then I convert it into an SRT and import it into DaVinci. So then it will already have a whole bunch of text boxes like this, and I can just adjust them. So, but yeah, I have been taught that I should have the subtitles fixed immediately, because it appears that maybe people are going to want to react to my videos on the first day, so I should not wait for 2 days to fix the subtitles. I was really tired on Tuesday. I really wore myself out um doing all this, like I was in such a like a creative fog, like, when you get like hyper fixated something on you and you just can't stop. So like from, I think it was like Friday night, I started editing all through Saturday and Sunday. I didn't do my usual Sunday routine because I was worn out from editing a lot on Saturday. So then I was tired on Sunday and I didn't want to go to church. Usually on Sunday I go to the zoo and then I go to church and then I go visit my parents and then I come home and relax. And on Sunday I was tired, so I didn't want to go to the zoo or the church or my parents, so I just edited. So I spent all day Sunday like generating more footage because I ran out, and editing, and then I finished the editing Monday night and rendered the video, and then the next morning, like, I've got very little sleep Monday night. Thanks. I'm glad. I hope if you have any question, like, I'm still a baby. I'm still a DaVinci noob. I've learned all this from tutorials. It's not like I've gone and figured this stuff out. Oh, I did figure some things out. I figured out how to adjust the tutorials to fit my sensitivities, I suppose. But yeah, if you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out. And if I don't know the answer, I'll see if I can find a tutorial for you. I'm sure they exist. Or yeah, if I'm not sure about something, I just ask Grok, hey, is there a way to do this? And Grok is wrong. I like Grok because I agree with the philosophy of pursuing truth as the main goal. So at least there's one AI chatbot where the goal is truth. That's good. But it's still, sometimes I'll ask Grok, how do I do this thing? And it'll give me detailed instructions. And then I go try to do it and it doesn't, like, the button isn't there. So I'll go back to Grok and say, hey, this button doesn't exist. And it'll go, oh, sorry, there was an update. This is the new button. It's like, oh, okay. Well, why didn't you tell me the newest button? You know? It's whatever. Anyway. Yes, I do actually go to church. I don't go every Sunday. I should. It would be better for me, but I get probably a couple of times a month. I do have 1 week a month where I play a LARP on Saturday, and then on Sunday I'm wiped out and I don't go to church that day. And sometimes things happen where I don't get enough sleep or I feel sick and I don't go to church. But I really do try to go as often as possible, at least for one service. I really love hymns. I love singing hymns. I go to church for the hymns more than anything else. I go to sing with my fellow Christians and enjoy the music and enjoy feeling like close to the community and close to God. And then I usually pick up a couple of things from the sermon. I do at least read the Bible while the Bible is being read. A lot of times I'll tune out while the sermon is going. But I usually pick up at least a couple of useful things. Like, that's a good reminder. I should remember that. So yeah, that was the behind the scenes on Watercolor Rainbows. And I my next project is going to be to make the another hymn shanty, which I chose to do. Yeah. Yeah, volunteering for church is good for your soul, for sure. Hello, Emmett Yanuka, I'm sorry. Not sure how you prefer to be addressed. I just went over a bunch of things that I learned from the making of the watercolor rainbows. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And next, I was going to work on my next hymn project. Yeah, absolutely, Birdman. I know you've made a lot of great AI yourself, so I'm probably not teaching you anything new, but you know, just in case something can be useful. So I decided to do Count Your Blessings next. It's the verses, like the first verse is about when upon life billows you are tempest tossed. So I thought that'd be good for a sea shanty. So I recorded this MIDI from a website, and then I made some recordings of my voice doing 3 of the harmony parts. I can't hit bass, but I've got soprano, alto, and tenor here. It's not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. Billows, you are tempest tossed. Hello, Yanuka. When you are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done. My voice is a little scuffed because of the AC in the room, and also I sang this sitting down, sitting and like kind of shrimping in my chair. Sitting down and shrimping is not a good posture for singing. But Suno will take it. So now I'm gonna do well, first I should make a folder for this. Just a second. It takes a bunch of different files to make a song. So here's this is the Audacity project file. So I'm going to solo the MIDI. I'm going to export audio. And I might need to change this. Suno has not been very happy with MIDIs of public domain songs, which is, so useful. When I first started, like a few months ago, it seemed like it would take it a lot more often. So I don't know what changed. But lately, what I've had to do a lot of times is add a bunch of reverb. To even get Suno to accept it. But we'll see if this works. So, and then mute the MIDI, export the vocals. And then in Suno, go to create. No worries. Okay, yeah, it's not taking it because it matches an existing recording. All right. So I'm going to add, let's see, go with like a large room reverb. Okay, and that changes it quite a bit. Let's see if it'll take this. I do want to try other AI music generators just because Suno has been so annoying with the public domain stuff. But any of them where I want to test like the voice cloning feature, it's like it's too much for the free credits. So I'd have to pay for it. And I don't really want to pay for another and I'm not even sure it's going to be better. Uh-oh. It's spinning. Yeah, I asked Grok to explain to me why Suno is like you don't have rights to public domain stuff, even though when you read their terms of service, it seems like you can use public domain. But then when I emailed them the first time and said, "Hey, this song is public domain. Can I please use it?" And they obviously with an auto response like, "Nope, you have to have exclusive rights, not just common rights. They want everything you upload to be exclusively yours." So if you have a public domain tune and you change it significantly, that I guess in their mind makes it exclusive. I'm going to have to restart this. Or like if you change the right. You wouldn't think that a MIDI would be a problem, but guess it is. So yeah, if you have so if you change the lyrics extensively, then it becomes exclusive to you, which is one reason that lately I've been leaning into the sea shanty idea and changing nope, still doesn't make that. And changing everything significantly. Like changing all of the you to ye. Changing Jesus to Jesus. um I am also doing that because I like the sea shanty. Maybe add even more reverb. That really changed the waveform. Yeah, it sounds super muffled. Well, maybe I should change the tempo. I want to go up, not down. I like singing hymns like really fast, like a lot faster than they sing them in church. I do not mind jokes about Christianity. Okay, let's see if it'll take this. So I was a big fan of 5 Hour and Frenzy back in the day, which was a ska punk band from the 90s. And one of their last albums they put out was like kind of like a blooper album of like tiny little songs they did while messing around in the studio or just like little vocal experiments, little goofy stuff that they didn't feel was good enough to go out on a regular album. but they were playing with, and the title of that album was Cheeses of Nazareth. And every once in a while I think about that title. I mean, like I want to go listen to that album again. I used to have all of the albums on my computer, but that was like a couple of computers ago. Uh, Let me see if we got this. Okay. All right. Let's see if it will take something that's been changed in pitch and tempo and reverb, or if it's still gonna say it's too close to the regular. I really like the supertones too. And I liked my first introduction to like that style of music was the W's. The very first like 90s swing slash ska slash punk song I ever heard was The Devil Is Bad by the W's. We had a radio station here in my town that had like a program on Saturday night that was kind of like teen music, I guess you could call it. Like instead of the bands and the gospel music that the adults liked, it was like stuff that the teenagers were enjoying, and the W's was on that show. Okay, well that time it took it. I just had to add more reverb. All right, now let's see if it'll take my vocals, because lately it hasn't been liking my voice singing hymns either. But maybe this time, since I did, you know, soprano, alto, and tenor, it'll take it. Sing a gentle melody under the moonlight sky. Fly 180 sounds familiar. I wonder if I ever listened to them. I used to get the like the compilation albums. Oh, it took it. Okay. All right, and now to get the lyrics and change them significantly. Hello, Mink. Oh, and hello, Nylith. I didn't say hello when you popped in. All right. Gotta get a new document. All right. First thing we're gonna do is change all of the your to your. Change all of the you to ye. I could have done that first. It would have changed them all. Anyway. And let's see what else. Okay, change this to R. And go ahead and add my prompt at the beginning. Change by to by. Changing all of the homonyms. Hmm. Changing S to Z. I'm gonna add an echo. Suno is not good at echoes when there's a lot of them. It can do simple echoes, but I've been doing this quite a bit with the sea shanties where we're saying like use female voices first and then male voices the echo. And in a lot of the generations, um, either like the echoes will they'll be there, but they won't be in the male or female voices I asked for. They'll be in something else, or they'll be like, all female, all male. Sometimes it sounds fine, like, but it's like not what I asked for. And I get super specific too, like saying male voices, tenor and bass, and then I'll say female voices, soprano, alto. Say legato, a tempo. It may or may not understand. I think it does understand the musical reference, like instructions. Legato means slow down. A tempo means going back to the original tempo. Like it does understand if you say something like in the prompt you say you want dynamic swells, it'll understand that. It'll do little ups and downs. It'll give like some emotion to the music. Like sometimes I'm shocked at how well Suno will add emotion to pretty plain lyrics, like if I don't, even without adding a whole ton of direction. But sometimes it just like doesn't listen at all. And it also seems to get stuck on like what it thinks you want. It'll just keep hitting the generation button, and it just keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again. I could try changing all of the ings to ns, or blessings. I might change that back later if it even accepts this. Thank you. I really love a lot of the music I put out. Like I'll go back and listen to my own hymns playlist. And I've especially been enjoying these sea shanty hymns. see. What else can I change without ruining? Your reward in heaven, all your own on fire. Count your blessings, maybe one by one. Count your blessings, see what. Not. That's probably gonna do it as poem, isn't it? So amid conflict, whether great or small, do not be discouraged. God is over all. Count your many blessings, angels will attend. Help and comfort get to your journey's end. All right, can go ahead and try this and see if it'll take it. And make sure I add brackets so it doesn't sing the word refrain. Because I have definitely done that in Suno. Where it sings the prompt. Because I didn't put it in brackets. All right. And then the style prompt. And then I like to put it at very low weirdness, very high audio influence, because I want it to follow the tune that I gave it as closely as possible. All right, let's see if it'll take those lyrics or if it's going to tell me that they're copyrighted. Is it taking it? Is it taking it? Oh, I got it first try? Really? That's incredible. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Yunuka. That was Say the Line, one of the first. I've written original songs in the past, like a long, long, long time ago. Like when I was an angsty teenager. Um, or not so angsty. Some of the songs I wrote when I was a teenager were joyful. But it's been a long time since I've written poetry or song lyrics, and then I was just Say the Line just like poured out of me in a single day. I was so frustrated. It was, right after that shoe on head video, obviously, since she's in the thumbnail, where it's like just say the and it was about Emaru being bullied by those online harpies who were just like, say the line, why can't you just say the line? It was just so infuriating. I hate it. I hate the cry bullies. I hate them. So I wrote that song and just like it, and as soon as like I had some of the lyrics in my head, I was like, this is an Avril Lavigne song. This is Avril Lavigne. So then I figured out how to ask to prompt for an Avril Lavigne style. It was it was so fun to write an original song for the first time in quite a few years. Right. Oh, and something else I was gonna show about Watercolor Rainbows was how how Grok helped me write the song. Because I was feeling pretty blocked about it. Like I had ideas, but I couldn't come up with any I couldn't get the lyrics down the way I wanted them to. So I finally just started um just like uh brainstorming. So I wrote this was a long conversation. So I gave Grok like a first pass at the first verse. And I said, critique this song lyric. I was living in my own world. All I could see was gray. I thought no one wanted to hear what I had to say. Afraid to speak, afraid to try. I didn't expect the blue of the sky. So many other brothers had gray worlds too. Then one person saw the sky open as color bled through, like watercolor spreading. Our hearts were set aflame for one to another in an endless shining chain. Like those lyrics aren't terrible, but they don't have great meter. They're not very singable. Um, and so then Grok gave me some good ideas. I didn't want to copy Grok exactly because I still wanted to be me who wrote the song, right? But uh yeah, then the next thing I gave Grok was living in a boxed in world. All I could see was gray. I'd given up on speaking. All my words were locked away. Um, living in a boxed in world in days of endless gray. I'd given up on speaking, kept my colors locked away, were stamped in my throat, too exhausted to cry. Then the box cracked and I saw the blue sky. Like you can see where it's going. How we just keep we, we just kept iterating, or I kept iterating with the help of a machine until I ended up with the lyrics that I have now. And then I started asking it to analyze the meter. And that was even more useful. Like I didn't agree with everything Grok said because I could tell that the things that we're saying were not always exactly like I could say the lyrics out loud or say them in my head and I could feel the rhythm of them. So when it was saying a rhythm was bad and it felt good to me, I went with myself, not with Grok. Hello, Akno. Um, so yeah, it just we just kept going through. I wrote the chorus basically by myself. There were with no help from Grok, but the verses we and pre-chorus we iterated a lot. And then eventually like after we like worked and worked and worked on it, like there it kept offering the rhyme charade to go with gray and I didn't like it because it's not a charade. Like we weren't this wasn't a like a play we were choosing to be in. It was about being forced to to say to live inside a lie. So I at one point I asked it, give me other rhymes to convey an illusion being forced on someone. So then in all of these suggestions I finally got what I ended up using, which was repeating lies they made us say. I didn't know that others too were trapped in boxes gray. We thought, yeah. Yeah, and then I wrote the chorus with no help at all. And I actually ignored Grok when it said I should change it on this because like this is what I wanted. And then yeah, that's the chorus I ended up using. And then I just said a verse 2 about how it only takes one spark to break through and show others how to be brave, and then it spreads exponentially. And Grok gave me three versions of what the second verse could be. Yeah, and I ended up taking the version 2 here. And once I put that in the song, it sounded so good, I couldn't I couldn't imagine writing something better than Grok. That sounds kind of awful, me being a writer, but like this was exactly what I wanted to say. It had really good rhyme and meter. It fit the song, so I just took it. But yeah. And then I asked for prompts to do like an Owl City style indie song. And when I heard of Couple Generations, I asked it to add more electronic sounds to the prompt. So Grok can do that for you. If you have a Suno prompt that's pretty good, but you're like, I want more of this sound or that sound, you're not exactly sure. Hello, Annie. If you're not sure exactly how to articulate that, it'll give you the words. Like, bright, super soft synth, wide reverb, drenched electronic layers, harmonious vocal chops. Like, before I started generating AI music, I didn't know what a supersaw was. I didn't know what a chop was. Even though I've been playing music my whole life and writing songs and stuff like that. Like, these, and like what an 808 is. I know what a BPM is. I know what keys are. I know a lot of musical terms because I grew up playing classical and hymns on the piano. I hope it's not too delayed. I think I probably just didn't see your greeting right away. Anyway. So yeah, that's how I use Grok to write the lyrics. Yep. And then I kept making generations until I liked one of them. All right, hopefully you guys can hear this. Hello.
Hey, hey.
When upon life's billows ye are tempest tossed, when ye are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one.
Name them one by one.
Count your blessings, see what God hath done.
See what God hath done.
Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done.
It kind of got it.
Are ye ever burdened with
a key change? Really?
Of care?
Okay.
Does the cross seem heavy? Are called to bear? Count your many blessings, every doubt will fly, and ye will be singing as the days go by. Count your blessings,
Another key
Name them
change?
one by
Okay.
one.
name them one by
Count your blessings. See what God hath done.
see what God hath
Count your blessings.
Oh, you know
Name
what?
them one by one.
It's
Count your many blessings, see what God hath done.
It might be because I changed the tempo on the MIDI, but I didn't, or I changed the pitch on the MIDI, but I didn't change the pitch on my vocal sample. But it shouldn't be bouncing between keys because of the audio upload and the voice sample. That's weird that it's doing that. Yeah, I can't quite put my finger on what this. It sounds a little
Think that Christ has
it sounds a little
promised ye
country-ish.
his wealth
I mean, like old style
untold.
country,
Count your many
like hillbilly.
blessings money cannot buy.
Which hillbilly
Your
music does have
reward
its
in
roots in
heaven or your
kind of this
home
Celtic
on
sea shanty kind of stuff. So
Count your blessings. Name them
yeah,
one
sure,
by
Annie.
one.
Name it one by
Count your blessings. See what God hath done.
See what God hath
Count your blessings. Name them one by one.
I think I like the blessings.
blessings. See what God hath done.
Hey!
So amid the conflict, whether great or small,
All right, let me turn that
not
down.
be discouraged. God is over all.
There, is that better?
Many blessings angels will attend. Help and comfort give ye to your journey's end.
How about now?
Count your blessings.
Name them one by one.
Name them one by one. Count your blessings.
See what God hath.
Or maybe it's this slider. Here's that. How's that? Is that better?
Name them one by one. Count your many blessings.
Cool. Thank you.
See what God.
Yeah, I think I figured out why on my first test stream the desktop audio wasn't recording, even though I could see the bouncing. I think it was because it was sent to -80 dB. Oh, now you can't hear the song? Okay. Well, it just stopped. Okay, now it's playing the MIDI. Okay. Alright, well that was weird. I don't know if I loved it. Kind of a long intro. I really prefer the intros on hymns to be pretty short, because it's the lyrics that are important to me. I tried so many times to get Suno to just give me vocals, and it wouldn't do it. It always gives me some kind of instrumentalist. Thanks, Annie. I'll check it out. Ooh, this isn't bad.
When ye are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord hath done.
Oh no. Oh no. It messed
Count your
up.
blessings,
Name them one by one.
count your blessings, see what God hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done.
I think I really confused it by giving it a vocalized vocals with harmonies in it. I think I really confused it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's try it with a different voice. One of my saved ones. We got the one I made for Washed. Good night, Yanuka. Have a good one. Yeah, it's I was talking. I was it's like, well, okay. So I mean, it sounds good to me. But yeah, I think for a vocal sample, this was an experiment, obviously. I've never tried to give Suno a vocal sample that had 3-part harmony in it.
When upon life's billows you are tempest tossed,
That was probably a little bit too much
are
for it.
discouraged, thinking all is lost.
I mean, it did take it because it accepted that it was unique and exclusive. Thank you, Penny. I'm very excited to see your reaction to those 2 songs. That's really kind of you. I'm excited. I've been really happy with how everyone has been enjoying Watercolor Rainbows. I did not intend it to come out at a time when the community was like all riled up. Obviously, if I go back and check the very first generation I did when I first started experimenting with the style to find the watercolor style that I wanted for this project, I believe it was May 12th. It was so long ago. Yeah, because here I was experimenting with Keybox and Birdman, trying to get this, what I ended up with, like with this gouache uh style. Like this is this is really close to my vision. Um and if I look at the details, I can see that this was generated on May 12th. So it's almost a month ago. Like I posted the video on 6/9. So just a few days short of an entire month, I was working on this song. And I'd been thinking about it for even longer. Thank you, Penny. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Um, you can see I've spent like I think a month and a half worth of open art credits on Generations, plus a bunch of stuff in Grok too. So if you yeah, nice. So yeah, if you include Grok, which I mean, I also like having the check mark on X and no ads on X on mobile. Like, so I would probably still pay like the cheap version of premium if I wasn't using Grok. So, I mean, if you say that it was like maybe $20 of Grok credits that I spent, and then a month and a half of open art would have been like $45. So this video cost me like $65-70 to make if you want to quantify it. Which is a lot. But, you know, I think it's worth it. I really enjoyed it. Oh yeah. Yeah, it took me well, and I also kind of took a week off in the middle. I have a local LARP that I do, and I basically spend every month it's going to be pretty intense for me to do anything else. Like I have to prep for the LARP, then I play the LARP, and then I have to recover from the LARP. It is exhausting. Especially since I'm over 40 now. so like the LARP will be on a Saturday, and then I will basically spend Sunday and Monday recovering from it. But yeah, this the Watercolor Rainbows project took a really long time, but I'm so happy with it. And I would really, I mean, I would make like a zip file of all this beautiful art and just share it with everyone. Like here we've got Feeble and Nihilith, and I am over 40. I was born in the 80s and not the late 80s. So yeah, don't fall in love with me. Yeah, I really did my best to ignore all of the riled upness. I make no judgments. I am still friends with everyone. I'm not kicking anyone out. I'm not looking to be kicked out. Like none of that. None of that. None of that. Old, yes, I have a young persona. Lily is like in her probably her 20s, I would guess, for a hobbit. Maybe 30s actually, because hobbits are weird. I think hobbits is still considered, yeah, 30 is still considered like almost a teenager in hobbit years. But yeah, the phys rep, as you say in LARP, is old. Phys rep stands for physical representation. Yeah. Sound out of date. That is such a nice compliment. I've always struggled with people saying that, like, but people always, when they see me young in real life, people always think I'm younger than I actually am, which is, you know, a compliment. I'm not sad about that. But so many of these gens are so cute. And I'm really glad that I ran out of footage, and so I decided to add more people too. Yeah, that's true. Hobbits are Lily could be in her like early 40s. Right. That's right. That's right. It's been a while since I've read the books. I used to read all of the books like once a year. It was like my yearly ritual. Like, but it is, and then sometimes it'll do things like give a duck hands, you know. Thank you, Moses. I do keep myself young by doing a lot of goofy hobbies. You know, I LARP, I RPG, I watch anime. I've been watching anime since the early 2000s. Yeah, and see, and now still gave me random people sometimes. Even I was, well, that time I didn't upload the image reference, so that's why. This one turned out so nice. That would be very awkward to be mistaken for someone you're supposed to be teaching. Yeah, a lot of the choices I made about which image to use for start or end was based on like which expression I liked more, which posture, which seemed more like dynamic. And sometimes it's just kind of like I just clicked on the first one. Like if I might have chosen this one instead if I had thought about it more. I was a little bit in a hurry when I was genning this one. But I was also, man, I love Enter Two Credits new design. So good. Love the panda. Thank you, Moses. I'm really, really glad you everyone is enjoying the video. It means a lot to me. Annie, I have heard, yes, I have a friend this is Enter Two Credits. Up until just like very recently, he didn't really have a model. He was using like kind of a faceless trench coat man, which was really irritating to make gens with because it kept AI kept wanting to give him a face. So like you can see here, um, like his the where's the first portrait I made of him? Like it's kind of just a silhouette in his reference, but as soon as you start trying to do anything with it, it it immediately starts giving him a face because AI, you know, it's trained on faces. So like this is basically what his model looks like, just in my watercolor style. Oh, gotcha, Penny. But yeah, so then once I started trying to like do videos with this, it just it was really difficult to get the AI to leave him as like a silhouette. Like, yeah, and that one just kind of it just kind of flips around. It doesn't look like a human turning around. Yeah, because the arm flips backward too. Like AI doesn't know how to deal with faceless characters. It did pretty well with Lil Reaper Jr., who has like smoke for a head. See if I can find him. So, oh, it's earlier than this. Where is he? He's right around here. There he is. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it did because I think with this the smoke for a head, you know, AI has at least has something to work with. So it did pretty well with those. That sounds good, Annie. Yeah, yeah, it is a problem having other pandas also in the space. But Penny, yeah, I totally get thinking it was blood runks. So I do plan to use blood runks more in the future. I want to make more videos about Nuxanor because he's my favorite. And since I started making this like D&D party with him, my next project is going to be um some further iteration on their adventures. Let's see if I can, yeah. So like there was this image I genned of them. The shield is floating. But, you know, it's not terrible, but yeah. So I did fix the shot where I think I did, it was after I started experimenting. Okay. I did fix this shot where it used to cut through Tectone's neck, and I made Hassan's head smaller. So I'm going to redo all of the shots with Hassan so he has a tiny head, and I'm going to make a video about this D&D party having adventures. I do also kind of want to do something for Leaflet's contest. Moses, I'm really glad. I'm really glad everyone's been kind to you. That's great. Yeah, Penny, it's a lot. It's a lot to get into. It's a lot. And yes, Annie, Nux is my Oshi. I've never said that word out loud before. Yeah, I would like to do something for Leaflet's contest. I'm glad that the deadline has been extended. I'm actually taking the first week of July off. So perhaps I will have time. I just feel like I need to, I'm such a fan, you know, like I've been in fandom my whole life. I've been making fan videos my whole life. So I feel like to do it justice, I need to like understand the world of Angel Sword. So I've thought about actually like downloading the game and playing it to maybe see if I can understand it, and get some ideas from that instead of just like reading a wiki or looking at character profiles. Like I want to do something that I actually am passionate about instead of just like, well, it's a contest and I want to have an entry, so I'm going to slap something together. I would want my entry to actually like have meaning to me as well as in the world. So, and I'm not good at video games. I rarely play them. So it would be a challenge for me to play it, but that's true. I could stream it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a, I don't know if I can finish a whole contest entry in a week that I would be proud of, but I can give it a shot. I am down to 9,700 credits right now. My credits will be fresh on June 23. So I'll have 28,000 credits again. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's see if we get something better this time. With the washed voice instead of the harmony voice. I'll start some new generations while these are playing.
When upon life's billows ye are tempest tossed, when ye are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings and name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one.
Name them one
By one.
Yeah, no, I don't like that. Let's see how it's doing with my harmony again.
discouraged, thinking all is lost. Count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one.
That's not bad.
Count your blessings,
Although it's not using male voices in the echo.
count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings.
It's taking, I think it's taking legato to mean do like a
Are
slide.
ye ever burdened
Maybe.
with the load of care? Does the cross seem heavy? Ye are called to bear. Count your many blessings, every doubt will fly, and you will be singing as the days go by. Count your blessings,
Name them one by
Okay,
one.
there's a male voice.
count your blessings, see what God hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done. When you look at others with their lands and gold.
Yeah, this is another one where it only used my voice for like the first verse, and then immediately it goes to the generic female voice for everything else. Yeah, I think it gets confused on voices really easily. Sure, Annie. I've never done a reaction on a stream before. But yeah, I can do that.
When ye are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord
I think it kind of figured out the harmonies.
Count your blessings,
Name them one by one.
count your blessings,
See what God hath done.
count your blessings.
Name them one by one.
Yeah, that got messed up. Now, this is really curious. Whenever Suno does a generation that's way shorter than expected, or way longer, I found that when it does it like 7 or 8 minutes, it usually like the song just like stops like halfway through, or it repeats. It's like two generations got stuck together. But I don't know how on earth it could get all these lyrics in a minute and a half unless it messed up somehow.
Hey!
When upon life's billows ye are tempest tossed, when ye are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one.
Yeah, this is not gonna
And
get
it
through
will
all 4
surprise
verses.
ye what the Lord hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God hath done. See what God hath done.
Count your blessings.
Name them one by one. Count your many blessings. See what God
Yeah, it
hath
seems like it just did the first verse and the chorus on this generation.
Are ye ever burdened with the load of care? Does the cross seem heavy? Ye are called to bear. When upon life's billows ye are tempest tossed, when ye are discouraged, thinking.
Anyway, That's weird. Annie, did you want me to look at your song right now? See ya, Birdman. Okay. I've got your message. Oh, I do love this song.
God is our refuge and strength, and ever present
I like the musical setting
help
too.
in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. Though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging, there is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells.
I like the electric guitar.
God is within her, she will not fall. God will help her at break of day. Nations are in uproar, kingdom fall. He lifts his voice, the earth melts. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Come and see what the Lord has done, the desolations He has brought on the earth. He makes war cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. He says, "Be still and know that I am God.
Yeah, I really like that. The opening, and take this as a compliment, it kind of reminded me of Michael Card. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He's an American, like, Christian singer. I grew up with him. We had a lot of his albums in my house. He has a very, like, kind of powerful baritone male voice. Um, I'm sure AI trained on him. Like, uh, so that opening reminded me of the way that he would do psalms or like scripture based songs, of like this kind of majestic surging. And then I really like that there was a choir later on too, and especially the two sections with the Lord Almighty is with the God of Jacob is our fortress. That felt really like powerful. Uh so yeah, I really liked it. It works great. And yeah, this is a really one of my favorite psalms. There's a hymn based on it about God being our refuge and our strength that I definitely want to cover at some point, because we sang it a lot in Sunday school because the kids liked it. So yeah, it's beautiful imagery, beautiful praise to God. Yeah, I really liked it a lot. Good job. All right, let's see what we can get.
When upon life's billows ye are tempest tossed, when ye are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings,
See what God hath done.
count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done.
Hey!
Are ye ever burdened with the load of care? Does the cross seem heavy, are called to bear? Count your many blessings, every doubt will fly, and ye will be singing as the days go by.
Count your blessings.
Name them one by one.
Count your blessings.
See what God hath done.
Count your blessings.
Name them one by one. Count your many blessings.
See what God hath done.
When ye look at others with their lands and gold, think that Christ has promised ye his wealth untold. Count your many blessings, money cannot buy your reward in heaven nor your home on high.
Count your blessings.
Name them one by one.
Count your blessings.
See what God hath done.
Count your blessings.
Name them one by one. Count your many blessings.
See what God hath done.
So amid the conflict, whether great or small, do not be discouraged. God is over all. Count your many blessings. Angels will attend, help and comfort give you to your journey's end.
Count your blessings.
Name them one by one.
Hey! Count your blessings.
See what God hath done.
Hey!
Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done.
I think that's the first one I like enough to give a thumbs up. Although, again, it didn't use my voice for very long.
When upon life's billows ye are tempest tossed, when ye are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord hath done.
Ooh, no. Ooh, that messed up. Oh my goodness. Good grief. It's pretty crazy what trying to give. So, in a way, my experiment really worked because giving them a voice sample with 3-part harmony is really making it give me a lot more harmonies in the vocals, which is what I want. But then that gives it a lot more ways to mess up. Also, because the song does have it's not completely in the key. There's a, I don't know what you call it when, like, there's a note that, like, goes a half step off from the scale. Like, just adds, like, a little bit of a minor note at one point, and then it slides right back to the key. There's probably a musical term for that, but I don't know it. Like, yeah. So, there is one of those in Count Your Blessings, so I think that is also not helping. But yeah, getting some interesting generations, that's for sure. Name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one.
Name them one by one.
Count your blessings, see what God hath done.
See what God hath done.
Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done.
Are ye ever burdened with a load of care? Does the cross seem heavy ye are called to bear?
Count your many blessings, every doubt will fly, and ye will be singing as the days go by. Count your blessings, name them one by one.
Name them one by one.
Count your blessings, see what God hath done.
See what God hath done.
Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done. When ye look at others with their lands and gold, think that Christ has promised ye his wealth untold.
Count your many blessings money cannot buy.
Your reward in heaven or your home on high. Count your blessings, name them one by one.
Name them one by one.
Count your blessings, see what God hath done.
See what God hath done.
Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done.
So amid the conflict, whether great or small, do not be discouraged, God is over all.
Count your many blessings, angels will attend. Count your blessings, see what God hath done.
See what God hath done.
Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done.
That was interesting. Not a lot of differences from the MIDI, but I actually didn't like it. It sounded nice.
When upon life's billows ye are tempest tossed, when ye are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord hath done. Count your blessings,
Name them one by one.
count your blessings,
See what God hath done.
count your blessings.
Name them one by one.
Oh, nope, that really screwed up the harmony there. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry if this is boring at this point. I'm just gonna be generating Suno gens and listening to them and making choices as to which mess ups I can tolerate and like how close it needs to be to what I'm asking for me to accept it. That is how it's been working for Suno. Like sometimes it surprises me in a good way. And sometimes it surprises me in a bad way. I don't know how else to put it. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it does let me choose the different versions. I could try a different version and see how that turns out. Thanks for pointing that out, Annie. I'd forgotten that you could pick a different model. I've only been doing 5.5. So, yeah, they're in here all the way back to V2. I'm asking to do a pretty complicated thing. I'm asking it to do harmonies. I'm asking it to switch between female and male voices. And I'm asking it to use my voice as one of those female voices. So it is asking a lot of a computer that works on patterns. So anyway, yeah, if anyone has anything else, any other questions about watercolor rainbows or anything else, feel free. But I'm just gonna spend the next, I guess, 10 minutes listening to Suno gens, and then I'll probably sign off at 9. Try to get to sleep at a decent time. Since I've set up the ACs in my house, it's been a lot easier to sleep. So. Ooh, the video finished. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, that's cute. Hi, Penny. I was just saying that I'm gonna spend like the next 10 minutes just listening to Suno gens, and then I will probably sign off and try to get to sleep. I'm very much looking forward to watching your React video whenever you get it up, but no rush. Let's see.
Count your many blessings, see what God hath done. When upon life's billows ye are tempest tossed, when ye are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord hath done. Count your blessings,
Name them one by one.
name them one by one.
Count your blessings.
See what
Awesome, Penny.
God
That sounds great.
hath done.
See what God hath done.
Count your blessings,
Name them one by one.
count your many blessings. See what God hath done.
Are ye ever burdened with a load of care? Does the cross seem
I
heavy?
do like
Are
the male
called
voice that I
to
get with these
bear?
sea shanty,
Count your many
shanty prompts.
blessings, every doubt
It reminds me of Great Big Sea, so
and
I'm
you
sure
will
it
be singing as
trained
the
on
days
those guys.
go by.
Count your blessings,
Name them one by one.
name them one by one. Count. When upon life's billows ye are tempest tossed, when ye are discouraged, thinking all is lost, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord hath done. Count your blessings, name them one by one.
Name them one.
Count your blessings, see what God hath done.
See what God hath done.
Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done. Are ye ever burdened with a load of care? Does the cross seem heavy, our call to bear?
Count your many blessings, every doubt will fly, and ye will be singing as the days go by.
Count your blessings,
Name them
name them one by one.
Name them one by one.
And see what God hath done.
See what God hath done.
Count your blessings,
Name them one by
one. Count your many blessings, see what God hath done. When we look at others with their lands and gold, think that Christ has promised ye.
Yeah, it seems like V5 isn't using my voice at all. It is a lot better at following directions as far as using the echo, like the female voice and then the male voice echo. That's really interesting. So I guess if I want them to sound like me even for one verse, it would have to be 5.5. Which, well, okay. I'll just deal with it. I'm Watercolor Rainbows turned out so well with only a few generations. I think I did maybe 10 or, well, 10 maybe? Well, I had these earlier versions. But once I actually had my lyrics, yeah, it was like 10 generations before I got my favorite. Or maybe 15. 15. Okay. before I started giving thumbs up and like. This is the one I have listed here as fave version actually isn't the one that I used for the video. I used a slightly shorter one. This one right here. I still really like this version though. I might put it out as an alternate. I might I think yeah, I said earlier that I kind of want to do a video just sharing all of the whole chain of bro to bro. Like these are all I labeled them all with the numbers. 0 for Nux all the way through 59, but it's actually 60 because I messed up my numbers at one point, so there's a 0.5. So yeah, there's a lot. And if they're all 5 seconds, and there's 61 or 62 because Nux is 0. Yeah, I can't do math. I can't do math. What is 62 times 5? It's 310 divided by 60. That's 5 minutes. Okay. It's a little over 5 minutes. So I could put out a 5-minute video that's just all of these generations without being retimed, with no transitions, with my with the version of the song that I actually like the best. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Penny. That is true. It could be unlisted though. And I could just share it on one of the Discords or on X and say, here, if you want to see a different version, if you want to just enjoy the gens, there's that. Yeah, but that's a good point. All right, it is 9 o'clock. I am going to sign off now, but thank you all for joining me. It's been really fun. I really enjoyed talking about everything I learned, and I hope this VOD will be helpful to someone in the future who wants to do AMVs or AIMVs. All right, see you later. Yeah, I appreciate that, Penny.